miserable lives of women who used to be tawafs. And and another cult which is of similar nature exists in Hinduism, which is called the Devdasi cult, where women were often donated as young women were donated to temples, and they were taught to dance and this kind of thing. Many of these women, the Devdasis, the women who were tawafs, they had zero human dignity. They had absolutely no human dignity. Most Indians inherently are of a nature where they lack sympathy or empathy for the other person. And most of these women, how did they reach there in the first place? Like, the way Hira Mandi showcases their lives is very different than how their lives in reality were. Many of these women did not even have the dignity to get married. They were not allowed to get married, especially when we reflect on the lives of the Devdasis. So the Devdasi cult is very old in this country, and the women who were the Devdasis, they were women devoid of marriage to actual human beings. So they were kind of married to some kind of a god in temple. But in the temple, the reality was that the temple priest, they were involved in exploiting those young girls for sexual purposes. And this went on for almost 1000 years. In fact, a lot of Indian kings, especially in South India, what they used to do is that when they used to attack, they used to take war booty, and through this war booty, whatever women they had acquired, they donated a lot of these these women to the temples, where these women used to be dancing girls. And why they were taught dancing in music? They were completely, sexualized. Like, they were completely sexualized women. They had no human dignity at all. They could even, they had children, and their children also became devdasis. Many of these women were like always have been single parents raising their children all alone, because their husbands, there was no husband at all. Like, there's no concept of marriage for these women. Once they become into this, their marriage is to some kind of a stone at a temple. They are married to this kind of this kind of thing. And a lot of Indians, like when I was searching about this, there were a lot of Indians in the comment section of a lot of videos which talks about devdasis, that we should bring back this, and that they were honorable women. I am very sorry to say, but I do not understand how were they honorable women. I do not know what is the meaning of being honorable for a lot of Indian women, but I do think that being honorable does mean to live with human dignity, and it is important for everyone. We must take into account that many of these women, they were actually coming from poor households. They were very poor.